everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video I want to walk you through the steps I've done to apply for a UK visa from Canada to attend a conference in London. I'm currently having Canadian study permit, so if you have a similar situation with me, probably this video will help you. Otherwise, make sure to do modifications based on your situation. Since I'm originally from Iran, I needed to apply for a visa, and the type of visa you need for this purpose of trip is a standard visitor visa. So first of all, you need to fill out an application form for the standard visitor visa that costs you 151 USD. And the second thing is you need to get biometric appointment at a VFS center, which for me it was in Montreal, and centers have different fees, but for Montreal it was $280 USD. So this is the total payments I've done for the visa application. And you need to just do these two steps. You don't need to book hotel or flight. It's not necessary for visa application. And after your visa is approved, you can do so, but it depends on you. All the links I'm going through in these slides are linked below in the description of this video, so you can easily access them. Okay, so we start with the link for standard visitor visa application. If you click on that, it brings you to the Government of UK webpage. Here is the page for visit the UK as a standard visitor. If you come down, you can see that it tells you all the process you need to take, and this is the most important thing you need to know. The earliest you can apply is 3 months before you travel, so you cannot apply for UK visa a year before your travel, before your conference. And at least make sure you give that 3 months time, so don't put it like a week or 2 weeks before your conference. Apply as soon as you can within the 3 months before your conference date. So keep that 3 months in mind. Then after that, if you come down, you can see the visa fees. Depending on the type of visitor visa you're applying, you might need to pay a different kind of fee, but for me it was the first one, standard visitor visa with a 6 months limit, and it was 115 pounds, which was 151 USD. So when you come down, you can see the button for starting your application. You click on apply now, select your language as English for me, come down and click on next. And it asks for the country that you can provide your biometrics. Since I'm now in Canada, I click on type on in Canada. So next step asks you if you have identified the location where you will need to provide your biometrics. We click on this one, and to find the visa application center for you to do your biometrics, you can click on this link they have provided to show you all the centers you can go. So if you go on this link, this is the web page you will be brought in, and for me, I click on Canada, and here is the list of cities that have a center that you can do a UK visa biometric appointment in. So make sure you click on one of them that's closer to you or you live in this city. For me it was Montreal, but each of these cities have different fees. For example, if you click on Montreal, you can see that there is an additional fee which is 218. So if you want to go to the Montreal Center, I still suggest to pay this additional fee, because otherwise you have to travel to Toronto, and the traveling I won't think will cost less than this amount. So it's just much more easier to do it in the city you're living in. So I just paid this extra fee and went to the Montreal Center, which was in Sherbrooke Street. This is the address. When you come down in the page for Montreal Center, you can see the opening days. So it's starting from January 2024, which is past. Right now it's July 18th. So we are here, and from now you can see that there are a few options available until end of July. But if you still want to have, like, change your appointment date or have some other times, you can definitely find one. I checked, like, I changed my appointment date twice, and always there were available appointment options for the next week or the next 2 weeks. So don't worry about the timings. This table gets updated very soon. Yeah, that's what you need to know about the web page for the VFS. After you select the city you want to go, you click on the book now, and you will continue the next steps. But right now I'm going to get back to where we were for the visa application form. Yeah, so it asked us if you can identify the location you want to do the biometrics. We identified it from this link here, and it was Montreal for me. Click on next, and you'll be brought up to the next page. Come further down to click on the start option. Since I have already one application, I can retrieve that from here, or I can start a new application. We click on the start a new one, and here these are all the tabs you need to go through to complete your visa application. And after you've done all these steps, it gives you a reference number at the end after payment. So you need to pay the visa application fee, which was £115. And you'll receive that reference number. You need that reference number for the VFS appointment. So before doing these steps, you cannot book your biometric appointment. Okay, so then that's the first step you need to do. You'll register with an email address and password. I'm not going to do these steps because it's straightforward, and after you've registered, you can go through these tabs. First, you fill out the questions in application, and then you will be given a set of documents that you need to provide for to be added to your account. Since you are in Canada, you can upload your documents in the VFS account, but in some countries this is not available. After you receive the reference number from this visa application and the set of documents, you will go back to the biometrics and you book your appointment. If you click on the book now, you can see that it says you cannot book an appointment until you've completed and submitted a visa application. That's what I've explained so far. So you can also start from here, but we assume that we've done that. This section says if your application is not complete, you can sign in and continue to fill it out. But if you have the reference number, you can go here, book now, to be brought up to the page to actually register for the VFS account. So here you need to put your reference number, the one that you will receive from the visa application when you pay. So put your reference number here and your email address, and you're good. You can sign in easily. I'm not gonna do that actually right now because my file is closed, but It's just so easy. You can sign in and you see the account in the Montreal Center VFS. You have options to upload your documents there, and you're good. You will go for the appointment day at the Montreal Center, and your biometrics includes only fingerprints and photo ID. You don't do any kind of interview, so that's good. Okay, getting back to my slides here, I have also linked the like website for the VFS centers, but we have already seen this information, and the $280 is the amount I paid for Montreal Center. But as I mentioned, different centers have different fees. Going to the next slide, I've put some tips for the visa application form. So what you expect to see in the visa application form, after you register, you'll be asked to fill out these sections. One is personal information like email, address, passport number, nationality, and those things. Then it's the travel information, which is about your travel to UK. You will choose the business purpose. If you are going for a conference, this would be in the business category. Then it asks you, will you be paid for any of your activities while in the UK? If you are paid, like if you're like me, if you are going for a conference, definitely your professor or your university is gonna pay you. So you just declare that yes, you are paid. And who will pay, how much, and why they are paying you, you need to answer these questions. So basically, when you are doing research, you will receive payments from your supervisor and university. And depending on how much funds are available to you, you can answer these questions. Next section is the planned travel information, like the dates that you want to go to UK, the arrival date, and the day you come back. Then it's parent details, employment details, any income you have. Make sure to put any income you have here because it's always helping your file to justify you are a dependent person and you can pay for any kind of emergency expenses you might have in a foreign country. So even if you are paid by your university or professor, still try to fill in like all the incomes you have and be honest in these sections. Next section is family in UK. You declare that, or if you have any family members in UK. Then it asks for accommodation details. Where are you planning to stay in UK? Even if you have not booked yet, it's okay. You just mention that, for example, this hotel is close to my conference and I want to stay there. That's fine. They don't ask you for any confirmation. Then the travel history section, you need to go through all the travels you've done in the last 10 years. So for me, I actually had a very complicated situation. I did not have a good travel history. I only traveled to Iraq, which was for like some purpose. I justified that and explained that, which was because of my Canadian visa. I also have applied for a US visa, but it was denied and is still under processing. So you need to mention all of those visa applications, any refusals, any like under process kind of applications you have, and any kind of travel history. Try to justify them and be like give as much as details as you can. Next step is the extra information box. So I cannot emphasize on this section more. This is the most important part. You don't put this section empty. It says if you needed to add more information about your application, but we're not able to, you can write it here. But don't leave this section empty. Like, put sources of savings or any incomes you have. Try to put ties that shows you are returning to Canada, like if you have partners, spouse, if you have like currently enrolled in a study program, if you're a student, or housing or rental contracts, mention them. You have a 1000 word limit here, but try to mention them and go through everything you need to add to make your file much more appealing and justifiable. Okay, and next section after the application tab was the documents tab. I showed you that after doing this and replying to all those questions, a list of documents will be given to you. Here are the list of documents that was given to me. So it was including passport, evidence of support you will receive from your sponsor. So I showed a letter from my professor confirming that he will pay for all the expenses I will have during my trip. You need to put some sort of a letter or some sort of confirmation if you can receive from your university. And then evidence that your sponsor is not or will not be in breach of UK immigration. So you just mentioned that it's a university in Canada, they don't have anything to do with UK immigration, and then that's good. Next one is evidence of funds available to you. For this section, I suggest put up to 6 months statements of your bank account, both saving and checking accounts. And then in a cover letter, try to explain any kind of incomes or any kind of activities in your bank account, source of funds you have in your saving account are very important. The next one was evidence of the relationship between you and your sponsor. So I just put enrollment letter from my university showing that I'm a student in that university. Also a letter from my professor showing that I am working in his research team. Next one was confirmation from any sponsoring organization in UK. So for this section, you can just simply put the registration for the conference or the invitation letter that the conference can provide you. So it's better to register for the conference before visa application, and you put that registration with the invitation letter in this section. So that's also very important. And next was confirmation from your employer confirming the reason for your visit. Again, I put a letter from my professor here explaining that I will be presenting a paper based on the research I'm conducting for my university. And lastly, confirmation of your right of residence in that country. For me, it was Canadian study permit, so I just put a scan file of that. Okay, after you're done with your visa application and you receive that reference number at the end, you go to your VFS biometric account, book a date for your appointment, and at the date of your appointment, you need to bring these two files with you, print them out. Your document checklist, the checklist that I've just showed you for me, you need to bring them the document checklist file and also the appointment confirmation. So after you've confirmed your appointment, you will receive an email. You need to print that confirmation. So these two options are those you have to take them with you for the biometric appointment. Yeah, I think that's it and we're good for now. If you have any specific questions about the steps and process of the UK visa, ask me in the comments. I'll be happy to share my experience with you. And I hope you will have your visa very soon and you'll get to see the beautiful London. I've also have put another video in my channel, which is the vlog for London trip, so you can also check that. Thank you so much and have a very nice day.